Good morning, YouTube. Today is going to be the finale on ratcheting screwdrivers. I've been promising this one for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days at least. And I got most of them in, so we're going to go forward with this. This was requested by one of my good subscribers. This will be the end of this series. On the left we got Kobalt. It's made in Taiwan. The little stubby here, yellow one, Sata. It's made in China. This one here is made by deselen, D-E-S-E-L-E-N. It's made in China. The Milwaukee is made in China. The IRWIN is made in Taiwan. The Klein is made in Taiwan. The Work Pro is made in China, and the Milwaukee is made in Taiwan. Let's take a look at the Kobalt one here first. The Kobalt one, this is old. I've had this for about 15 years. It's got a little bit different design than the other ones, how the ratcheting works. This is probably around $20. Like I said, this is old stock. So the end cap screws off. You put your bits in there. There's no bits in there now because obviously this is old and I've used it many, many times. The way this works is when it's ratcheting, you don't really hear it. Now see, I'm turning it. You don't hear it. It's very quiet. I think it's a dual gears. It's got 2 gears in the sides, left side and right side. That's how it works. So it's a little bit different. It's definitely different than the other ones. I don't know if you can hear that. That's how it works. You got the reverse lever right here. You pop it up, and it changes direction. The handle's kind of bulky on this. You know, if you got big hands, maybe no big deal. But to me, it's kind of bulky. The tips, when they go into the end here, they're magnetic. The end of that's magnetic. So the tips go in pretty easily and out with no issues. Overall, it's got a nice design. And like all the other ones, you got 3 positions, obviously left, right, and you put it in the middle and it locks. It's good looking. I like the blue cobalt. This here is aluminum. And this here is a soft rubber. And the gray is a hard plastic. It's a little bulky. You know, I got small hands, so that's it with that one. And that one was probably around $20. Then okay, now we got Sata. Let's take a gander. Sata, this is like a little bulb. You know, if you got big hands, that will probably be an issue. This is how this one ratchets. You want to change direction, you flip it over. The top here turns. That's how that works. It's kind of clanky. It's made in China. And I think the Sata one was $15. Like a lot of them are, you unscrew the end cap. And it comes with bits. Those are the bits it comes with. Screw it back in. It's not a bad little ratcheting screwdriver on the small side, obviously, because I got small hands and it gets lost in my hands. But overall, it's not bad. Next is, this one is made deselen, D-E-S-E-L-E-N. This one's made in, you guessed it, China. This one's a little different than the rest of them. This one, the head pivots. There's the button there. You can lock it. It's locked like that. You push the pin in. You can lock it in that position. Pin in. Lock it straight. Push the pin in. Locking it. So it's got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Handle's pretty decent size. This came with extra bits, but I'll show you how that works in a second. But The extra bits, which it came with, you push your thumb down on this, and it opens up. That's kind of cool how that works. This one's unusual with the pivoting head that locks, and the way they store is pretty cool. Push down, in, and it locks. Let's put a bit in here. I'll pull a bit out of another screwdriver. It's magnetic, like the other ones were. Most of them are magnetic on the ends to hold the bit in. Let's hear the ratcheting on this, if I can. Pretty quiet. You can hardly hear it. Opposite direction. Now, how does that work when you got it locked like that? Still pretty smooth. I do like the locking head, but it's kind of bulky, so I don't know if you got in tight areas, might be a problem. You know, you put it in the middle and it locks like a regular screwdriver. I don't like the grips too much on this. It's a hard plastic. It just doesn't feel good in my hand. That's my opinion, you know, but I do like the concept with the pivoting head. I do like that. I definitely like that feature. This one doesn't feel good in my hand, though. Okay, moving on from that one, we got Makita. Makita is in the house. Makita was made in China. This one's on a small side. You got big hands, it might get lost in your hands. The grip is a soft rubber. It's got the little dimples on it. I don't know if you can pick that up. The inlay here with the word Makita, that's a hard plastic. It's pretty small. Magnetic end for your bits, which most of them have. This didn't come with any extra bits, I don't think. And this one was about $13 on Amazon. This one you can hear it though. It's pretty smooth though. Let's change direction. Take a gander. This one's pretty smooth ratcheting. I do like the ratcheting on this. Sounds pretty crisp and clean. I don't really like the grips, that's all. They're kind of small. Overall, though, it's probably a nice little ratcheting screwdriver. Makita, made in China. And we got IRWIN here. IRWIN's made in Taiwan. IRWIN's a pretty good name. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with them. They make a lot of good cutting tools and so on and so forth. This has got a soft rubber. It reminds me almost like a bicycle grip. Feels good in my hands. It's the right size for me, per se. I like the diameter of it. And this one's a little clanky, though, when it's ratcheting. It's not as smooth as the Makita. I can tell you that right now. Change direction. You turn the ring. It's consistent though. It's not skipping or jumping on you. It's just a little bit clingy. This one came with like 4 bits, and this is some of the bits it came with. IRWIN makes good stuff. I got a tap and die set made, but they make good stuff. I got no problem with IRWIN. You can flip it over, and this one's a little different. You can pull out the hole out of the handle, the whole shaft. You know, you got two different bits there. It's one bit, but 2 different sizes on that end, and it's magnetic. It's not going to go anywhere. Here's the other end. You can put in the smaller bits, you know, normal size bits there, and this other piece pulls out too. This pulls out of that. I don't know if you just saw that or not, but it's kind of hard to pull out. It's got like a detent in it. It pulls out. More bits. That's the longer bit style. See, it's got the ball in there, the detent. That's what holds it in there, in the shaft. This is kind of heavy. There's some steel there. Overall, it's a pretty good design. It's got a good length. Feels great in your hand. And this one was $27 on Amazon. They all got 3 positions. You can put it in the middle and like a regular screwdriver then, but that's the IRWIN. That's probably the heaviest of all of these. Okay, let's go on to Klein. Klein is in the house. Klein's $22 on Amazon. Made in Taiwan. It's got a little bit bigger diameter handle compared to the IRWIN. You can see the handle's a lot bigger diameter. And feels pretty good in your hand. The rubber on this is like the like their screwdrivers. You know the Klein screwdrivers with the rubber handles? This is the same material. If you like those, you're going to like the way this feels. It's the same as those screwdrivers they make with that rubber. Identical. This stores bits in the end, like a lot of them do. This one's pretty cool. There's your extra bits. They all got detent balls on them. And it's magnetic. You close it, you know it's closed. You're not going to have any problems with it. You want to pull it out, give it a quick pull. And there's a magnet in here, and that's how it holds it in place. That's a pretty nice design. I like how that is, definitely. Let's go to the ratcheting part here. The ratcheting part, pretty smooth, sounds good, feels good, no skipping. This is nice. Change direction, you got the direction ring on top, change the direction. Very nice. This is a high quality tool. I really like this one a lot. There's your tips. It's all magnetic. I like the longer shaft. Feels good in the hand. That's a nice ratcheting screwdriver. Klein makes good stuff, guys. You can't go wrong with Klein. And this is interesting because you got the Milwaukee, which I did a separate video on that one because that was the first one that came in. And this was made in Taiwan, that Milwaukee. This one's made in China. Tell me they didn't copy Milwaukee. Oh my God. Look at that. Everything's the same as far as that goes. As far as how it holds the bits. It's the same as Milwaukee. I don't know how Milwaukee feels about that. Look at that. It's too much alike, you know. Look how they store the bits. Wow. I don't know who came out with it first, but I would think Milwaukee would have a problem with that. But hey, what do I know? This ratcheting is clanky. Not as smooth as some of the others. The bits are just like the Milwaukees. You slide them out here. It's got the long bits, which I do like. They'll come in handy. The only thing different than the Milwaukee is this. When you go to take the bit out, it's like a hex bit driver collet. You pull down on a lock ring, and it comes out. I do like that part of it. I do like that. I kind of wish that's how Milwaukee was. You put it in, it's locked in. You want to pull it out again, pull down a blue collet, and it comes out. I do like that part of it. That's the only difference. The only thing that's different than the Milwaukee is that. I do like that. But the ratcheting on this is not as crisp as some of the others, which change direction. It just sounds kind of, I don't know, it's not refined. You can hear, you can't feel it because obviously it's not in your hand, but it feels kind of rough, real rough when it's ratcheting. Overall, like I said, they copied Milwaukee, other than the collet. The collet, I do like this collet design. I do like that. And last but not least, I already did a video on this, is the Milwaukee. It's the same principle. It's got the, and this one's made in Taiwan. There's the bits that come out. And they're the long bits, which I do like. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, but it's over 15 minutes. Milwaukee's in the house. I do like that design. It doesn't have the collet like the Work Pro does. I wish I had that collet on here. That's just my preference. Other than it's the same length, same design. Other than that, the ratcheting in Milwaukee is really crisp. It's definitely not junk. Made in Taiwan. I think the Milwaukee was the most money. This was $30. This is nice. Change direction. Very nice. Ratcheting sounds good. Feels decent in your hand. The Milwaukee inlay is hard plastic, and this is a softer. Almost like a rubber for the black part. Feels pretty good in my hand. Okay, that being said, I don't want to get too long with this. Okay, what do I like? What's my take on this? And which one do I like? My first pick would be, it's a toss-up. I don't know. I really like the Milwaukee concept. I like how that's got the collet I like. The kobalt one, I'm not too sure about. I've used it a lot, but it's totally different. It's kind of bulky. That's too small to say it for my, I don't like that type. And the deselen here is, feels cheap. You know, it's made in China. The Makita one's not too bad, but the grip's too small. The IRWIN I like, the Klein and the Milwaukee. I would take Klein number 1. I would take Milwaukee number 2, IRWIN number 3. That's just my preference. So if it was me and I only had one, it'd be this Klein. It just feels good in my hands. I like their screwdrivers. It's the same rubber. This would be my number 1 pick. You know, you might disagree with that. That's your, that's your opinion. I'm just trying to give an honest review how I feel. Klein, I would say this is the winner in my book. You know, it's a tried and trusted design. It's been around for a while. Just my opinion, guys. I'd go with Klein, with Milwaukee and IRWIN close behind it, because I like the IRWIN grips too. They're nice. Okay, guys, just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. I try to make it short, but it went on a little bit. Up next, we're going to do a few more ratchets. I got some cool stuff coming. I always do. If you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. All right? I'm into this, and I'm here for the long run. Okay, guys.